Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Angela. Um, it is Monday. I don't even know what date it is. The 13th, the day after Easter. I hope you all found things to do in this quarantine on Easter Sunday. I cooked a big dinner for just me and my family that live here. Um, so yeah, I wasn't gonna do this, but um, then the cards just flew out and went crazy. So I have to share now. So I did a tarot spread for the week. And the last couple weeks I've been actually starting to do that because as you know, if you watched my previous videos, I haven't done any um, spreads before. So I started like playing around with spreads and doing them. The last couple weeks I've done a week ahead spread. And the last couple weeks I've did like the energy and last week I made one up, you know, different things for 3 cards. This week I was just shuffling them and whatever came out came out. Um, but the cards literally started flying out of the deck as I was shuffling. And I found it odd because they're all the same suit. um, you know, everybody's stressed out with you know, the stimulus checks that we're supposed to be getting, and the extra money if you're on unemployment because you're on work furlough, because work slowed down, you're supposed to be getting extra money. I've had a lot of people tell me that there was issues with getting on unemployment, which was my big concern when I was told you can't come back to work for a while. Um, So I have been severely stressing over money. I got my last check last week. That's the check that all my bills come out of. So I was pretty much broke. And I was like, I need this something to start happening. I got an appointment. I filed it. Um, I got approved for it because it was due to the virus. So they're more lax now because of that. Um, and then they're saying you're supposed to start getting all this money and da 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 da. And I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting. And then Friday, because it's been 2 weeks, and they said there's no waiting week like there normally is with unemployment. And I'm like, well, where is my check? Like, where is it? I need this money because I start having other bills coming in. So Friday I went on there and it had processed, but I didn't get it until like 11:30 last night. I finally got it, my first unemployment check. So I'm a little bit more at ease. I'm still waiting on the other stuff to come in. But I just found it odd. I've been stressing so hard, especially toward the end of last week, about money and how long it was going to take to get here. And I've already heard horror stories about people waiting weeks already to get just an unemployment check. And I was like, I can't wait that long. I got to feed my family. I got other things to pay. So I think that carried over into my week ahead spread last night a little bit. So what happened was I was shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, and 2 cards flew out. Literally flew out at my face, and I'm like, well, of course I'm going to use those. So then I was trying for a third card, and 3 more cards fell out. And I went ahead and stuck the last 2 cards in there because it's crazy. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what I did. So the first card in the spread that literally I had to swerve to keep it from hitting me in the face, and this is from the Light Seers Tarot, is the Five of Pentacles. And it was exactly sums up what I was feeling. Like I'm locked out, like um, I can't see the bigger picture, kind of deal. For me, that's what that means. Um, Like I'm lost and alone and scared kind of what the future holds. Um, and then I looked it up, of course, because I am so new to this. I rarely pull this card ever. Um, and let me get her a better, yeah, better shot there. Yeah. And it's like she's left out in the cold. Not maybe a little depressed over not knowing what's going to happen. So then if you go to the book, so I have the mass market versions of the small one, but it's still amazing little book here. Uh, for the Five of Pentacles, it says financial or health difficulties, feeling left out or ostracized, worrying about your security, a change or a chance to clear energy blockages. And normally I don't see Pentacles as financial, which I know in my head that's what it is. It's all about material gain or material losing material things. Um, and yesterday and today I actually pulled a card of the day, and it was also a pentacle. And I just found that odd that for the first time I'm seeing them in a financial standpoint. So yeah, that pretty much sums up what I feel about this card here. Um, Financial or health difficulties, feeling left out or ostracized, worrying about your security, and I think that's the big one for me is worrying about when my next check was coming in, when my next pay, something was going to happen. And I think that sums that card up very nicely. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel this card is more light and airy, and she's very secure financially. She's very secure spiritually. She really doesn't have, she's really not worried about it. And so yeah, that's what I feel in that card. And it almost seems like the pentacles are her herbs that and I'm sorry, that's my dog outside losing her mind. That's the pentacles is like herbs that she's growing and bringing into fruition. Yeah. So let's take a look at the book on that one. Nine of Pentacles. Spiritual and material. This is for the light seer. Spiritual and material satisfaction, personal achievement, inner peace, milestones met and celebrated, the energy of a successful harvest, contentment. And so, yeah, I feel that's very light. That sums it up perfectly, what I said. She's content. She's not worried about anything at the moment. So that was card 2. And then card 3 was Queen of Pentacles. I'm like, seriously? Of course, it's more, to me, this card is more spiritual than financial. I feel like she has spiritual security, financial security. She knows who she is. She's got like the wisdom is tree growing out of her head. She's very secure. And so let's look at the book. Queen of Pentacles, a healer, a working parent, a self-made person, material wealth and abundance. Strength in a family and community, a kind and nurturing heart, groundedness, being down to earth, generosity. And that sums her up perfectly. I don't think I was quite right because it is more, to me, this card is more of a spiritual card than, I mean, she has her abundance and wealth, but it's more of a spiritual thing. She's wealthy spiritually. Now I did say all of the cards were one card was not. So out of the 5 that fell out of my deck, 1 was not a pentacle, and it was the World. And again, I get that sense of I get a sense of groundedness right off the bat, but I also get a sense of you got the world on a string. It's the world's at your feet. You can do anything you want. I do feel a sense of security and safety financially with this card as well. Yeah, and I love it. That's a beautiful, beautiful card. Beautiful card. So let's look at the book and see what it says. Lightseer, completion, joy, wholeness, achievement, happy endings, abundance, success, new levels of consciousness, literally traveling the world. And abundance and success just keeps coming up with these cards to me. Having abundance and security. And then the last one is one I pull quite often, Seven of Pentacles. And of course, I always see that he's planted the seeds. He's watching them grow. He's nurturing them. He's bringing into reality, manifesting his desires. And to me, that's a more spiritual side of it. But I'm also seeing a financial aspect of it today, where he's waiting for the fruits of his labor. He's waiting for everything to manifest so he can collect. So let's see what the book has to say about the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, Lightseer, a pause, states of gratitude, reflecting on your journey, waiting to harvest the fruits of your labor, a sign to keep going. Well, and that really speaks to me as, it really resonates with me, the keep going, because the first week I was on work furlough, I was like, oh, I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to do these videos. I'm going to do a lot of writing. I'm going to do all this stuff and manifest my reality. I'm going to bring everything into fruition. That's going to be the fruits of my labor kind of deal. And then last week, the stress kicked in over I haven't got paid yet. I haven't got anything yet. Haven't got a note, nothing yet. And so it kind of kicked in that, and I just kind of stopped doing anything. Like midway through the week, I just kind of stopped doing anything. Not cleaning house, cooking dinner, nothing. And I had all these plans for last week, and I didn't do any of them. And I think this is a reminder, even if you don't get everything you want this week, still keep going. Still keep striving to bring things into reality, manifest your dreams. And so, yeah, those were I don't know if I can hold them all up at once. They all literally like flew out at me. It was crazy. I'm like, they're all pentacles. And to me, that just speaks highly of someone saying, okay, get off your ass. Stop waiting and whining and pining over this money that you're supposed to get and do something productive. Because it's coming, just not when you think it's coming. And so, yeah, that was my week ahead spread. And then I'm gonna pull it out here if I didn't shuffle it already back in there. Yeah. Today I pulled the Six of Pentacles from my Tarot of the Secret Forest deck for the card of the day, and this deck has a black and white version on the back, and then the colored version. And I really see this as confirmation that what I was thinking about last night's spread is true. Except for I see it as like the shooting stars are like money flying out of my account. So it's telling me, to me, this is telling me, even though you've got money coming and you may get it all this week, spend it wisely. Don't just be willy-nilly with your money. Think about your purchases before you purchase them. Or your money could be just flying out of your account, and then you're back in the same situation where you're broke. So just because you may be getting extra money from the government doesn't mean you have to spend it all in one place. And that's spoke volumes to me when I pulled that this morning. It kind of flew out of the deck too, so it was funny. That was after all the Pentacles I pulled last night. I pulled the card of the day today, and it was the Six of Pentacles. And I did write a little thing on it that I posted on Facebook on my card of the day group. I put right off the bat, I want to say, OMG, what in the hell is up with all the Pentacles? Last night I did a week ahead spread, and 5 cards literally flew out of the deck. 4 out of those 5 were Pentacles, and now today's card of the day is yet another one. If you would like, of course, it says the book that came with this deck, Gifts, Communicated Emotions, and Dialogue. However, I don't feel that in this particular card, I always associate emotions and communications with the Suit of Cups. Just something about the element of water and how it can flow or not flow makes me think of feelings, whereas the Pentacles always makes me think of the earth and grounding. It is tied to the element of earth, as we know. So for me, the definition of this book is worthless. I feel I've drawn so many Pentacles of late because I've been stressed over money. This is the first time I've looked at any card in the Pentacles and really got finances out of it. I know usually these cards can mean that, but I never see it. I always see the spiritual side of things. So the long and the short of today's card for me is that while stimulus checks are finally being mailed, unemployment checks are finally being cut, and the additional monies for that from the government are finally being paid, it is not a time to be frivolous with said money. I see the shooting stars as all the money flying out of my account unless I'm careful with my purchases. This is a time to contemplate all of my purchases, even with the extra money. As the government continues to act in our behalf during this crisis, we must still remain level-headed about what they are actually giving us. It isn't free money. Eventually, they will find a way to get their money back one way or another. I am sure the word taxable income is now floating through your mind right now. So if you are finally seeing the stress of money being relieved, as I am starting to, just remember to keep a level head about your spending and stay safe. And so that's what I put on today's card of the day. As I really felt that today. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, that I literally drew 5 Pentacles in the last 24 hours from 2 different decks. So yeah, that's my week ahead spread and my card of the day today. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe, and you guys have a fabulous day.